but we'll have to see what happens in the third round. So let's rejoin the arena, and on the menu today for maps will of course be Runes of Lordaeron. Now, do you think that was? Do you think that Gravitas are thinking the first round was a fluke that they didn't get a kill, and they're going to go for the same tactic?
I think they just realised that their positioning wasn't ideal, and that they can't let Eli get controlled so easily right off the bat. I mean, if he's blowing his trinket in the first sort of 10-15 seconds of the game, then something's not right for Gravitas.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And Emo Low is 120 energy, and he might actually be playing Mutilate for the damage onto Ezel, and that's, you know, if they can keep him up while he's playing Mutilate, that's going to be great. Obviously, it's actually going to be he's going to be daggered, so that was the tactic. And obviously, as Matt says, you know, even if a Mutilate rogue gets controlled, when he comes out of control, he can still drop all that burst. So let's see if this time then, if Evil Geniuses can, you know, lock down Emo Low. As we are going to follow him off a start, and actually look at this. Ziz almost guessed where he was. Emo is going to open up though onto the back of Ezel. He's dropping dangerously low. In comes the Fear. That's not going to grab the Shaman. So Shaman should be able to heal this situation. And Emo Low finally gets Ziz on the back of him. In comes a fell charge as well. On the top there you can see in position Shaman healing. Doesn't need to do much healing at the moment. Actually looking for a shock at the time. You can throwing some heals. Emo Low still dipping to about 7k HP. Priest Sphere will be up, and a Tremor Totem was dropped quite far behind, so still good position. Emo Low still dropping low, and Ezel drops down to 2k HP, and in comes a heal. It's going to be too late. Collective too low on that, but Emo Low is going to get killed from Ziz, his effort. So Ziz and Shaman versus Mage and Priest, and well, last time these guys came up in a 2v2 Gravitas Gaming, they lost that game, and at the moment they are all sat on top of each other. That's going to favour the Rogue in this situation as he drops huge amounts of damage. Selex is going to have to ice block that situation. In comes the Penance. All three are going to hit. There is going to be no shock, and that's because Collective needs to drink up. I'm not sure if Mana Tide has been popped. I do think that's the Mana Tide and drinking happening behind there, so ticking up rather quickly. Ziz is going to go into Vanish, so we actually have some mana back then.
Oh, and that was a great kidney onto Selex. He did just right in front of the grave. He couldn't blink.
Oh, and Fear came in. I'm not sure if that got taken off almost instantly. Not sure what the reason was. And Selex is almost no mana whatsoever and will go down to Ziz. And I mean, that 2v2 with no kind of cooldowns, they didn't really control anybody. I didn't see a sheep come out whatsoever, and you know, Collective would have obviously been ready for those situations. Tremors dropped as well, as Eli will not be able to blow a Fear and collect any kills, and EG win another round and now go up 2-1. And I mean, obviously, you know, you come in with that Mutilate, and there's obviously that huge fear that he's going to be the player to drop, and that did happen, and they weren't ready for that 2v2. Do you think they could have played that 2v2 a lot better?
Well, at the start, Eli was looking a lot better in terms of mana. He was sitting on about 2.5k, and Ziz just played very, very well. He just, yeah, just really good positioning by him, really, really good play. He still had a Vanish up right at the end, and he just sat it out for a couple of seconds, waited until Selex was right in front of the grave so he could open up with a cheap shot. There wasn't much Selex could do. He just drops a ton of damage, and just well played by EG.